Okay, so the question is, does anesthesia run your ICU? No, but it's a little complicated, so let's get into it. So my current ICU that I'm working in, trauma, is run by the trauma department, the trauma surgeon and the trauma residents and the fellow and all that stuff. And that's the case for most units, most ICUs. For example, in transplant, it would be the transplant surgeons running the ICU, or in the medical ICU would be the medical doctors running it. You know, it varies from unit to unit. However, whenever there's a surgery that's about to go down, anesthesia is kind of the one that's running the show. So when someone gets redlined down to surgery, we're calling anesthesia like, hey, you guys need to get ready and get up here and take this patient down. Get the docs ready. They're doing surgery now. So at night, anesthesia is almost like that bridge, I guess, between us and the OR. But also in most ICUs, when we call an airway, anesthesia is the one that will come down and actually intubate the patient. And when that happens, make sure you have, your sedation drips, your fentanyl and your propofol ready to go. And at my old hospital, typically how it would go is the nurse would, talk to the anesthesiologist, like, what do you want to push in terms of paralytic? Do you want to push etomidate, rock, sucks? And it is your job as the nurse to both give these meds and scan these meds at the time that they were given. However, at my current facility, when we called an airway, the anesthesia came down and I was like, okay, doc, what kind of drugs you want? He's like, oh, we got it. And behind him was like a team of 4. And there's this girl carrying the bag. And I was like, oh, okay. They handled everything. I did not do anything. I was just in the room counting out the vitals, which is another good point. If you're in a situation like in some sort of medical procedure and you're not really doing anything, your job is to monitor the vitals. And if something is going awry, you need to say it out loud so that everyone knows. For example, during my last intubation, the patient was desatting. We got as low as, I want to say 35. So I'm counting out by tens. 65, 55, 45, 35. Like, hello. But don't worry, they got it in. Everything was all good. They came right back up. Hope that helps.